We're all familiar that the Chinese have some of the strangest foods to exist. Have you ever wondered what are the most unusual foods you can find there? Maybe various animals, unfamiliar herbs and plants, or maybe some weird types of insects and bugs. They probably have it all, but we might have some answers for you. So, here are the unusual foods that only exist in China. Number 10. Spinach noodles. We've all tried noodles at some point in our lives. Do you want to find a new way of making them more flavorful? This dish has a long history, originating from a noodle cooking way in Tang Dynasty. This cooking method was reserved only for the royalty and nobility. Later on, that type of cooking became what we now know as spinach noodles. Mixing both the dough of the noodles and the spinach juice together, this mixture gives a vibrant and beautiful green color and is rich in vitamins due to the spinach. Mix it with meat, eggs, or just about anything that sounds appealing to you, and you have your spinach noodles. Although it might not be a very unusual and strange dish, it is a popular dish in China, and you can even try making it at home. Number 9. Wormwood Dumplings. Well, we have another green dish for you. Given that Chinese locals use pretty much a lot of herbs and leaves, these wormwood dumplings are not everyone's cup of tea. Made with wormwood leaves and a bit of a sweet taste to them, you'll wonder if this is a dessert or not. Wormwood or futsu, also known as mugwort in countries like Japan and Korea, can be used both raw or cooked. Used for its herbal and a slightly bitter taste, it gives the dumplings a whole new taste that you've never tasted before. And you could eat it for dessert as well. Wrap the dumpling with red beans, maybe with some delicious peanut meat, or maybe even go for a vegan option such as tofu. Loved by many locals, this dish will either be your new favorite or maybe your least favorite. Number 8. Balut. Balut, or to make things easier for you, a fertilized developing egg embryo. Yes, you heard that right. Usually being duck egg, this egg is sold at street food vendors in China. For preparation, this egg is boiled and you eat it straight from the shell. The fertilization of the egg is from 16 to 20 days, so that means that inside the egg is an embryo that's about a week away from hatching. Weird, right? Well, not for Asian countries. It dates back to almost 200 years and was once considered a high-class dish. This dish is so popular for the nutrition values it gives, and it's said to be a good source of protein. And there are even balut eating contests. It is believed this egg can cure hangover, and some even say that it's an aphrodisiac. If you don't mind the bones inside it, which have been said are soft so you can actually chew them, then what's stopping you from eating it? Number 7. Beggars Chicken. This Chinese dish originated in Hangzhou, and this clay-wrapped method of slow cooking is thousands of years old. Although the chicken itself might not sound bad, the story behind the dish is why this dish is on the list. The origins come from a story about a beggar with a chicken to eat, but nothing else to prepare it other than a knife and a fire. So, he solved the problem by gutting the chicken, wrapping it in yellow mud, and roasting it. After he cooked it, he peeled the mud and the feathers came with it, leaving just the delicious meat inside. Now you can cook this dish in ovens and even in outdoor grills for a more modern style of cooking. But if you'd like to do it old-fashioned, it might take more time than you'd expect. Taking up to 6 hours to cook, this dish is usually served on a lotus leaf and is usually combined with rice and vegetables. Number 6. Bamboo rice. This dish is probably not as unusual as the others, but it is worth mentioning. Now, if you have a bamboo near you, you could give it a try if you're into discovering new flavors. Cooked with rice and pork in a section of fresh green bamboo, it gives the rice and pork a nice subtle bamboo flavor. But you could mix it with whatever you want. What's stopping you? While cooking it, it is always cooked until the bamboo is seared for the best flavor to come out. And what does bamboo taste like? A subtle, earthy, woody, and a touch nutty flavor. It can be found in regions around China, especially where there are Dai and Yao minority people. Number 5. Jellyfish. It's not news that China has some weird types of food in their culture, including fish. But have you ever tried jellyfish? Did you know there's an edible jellyfish? Eating it definitely sounds unusual, given the fact that they can actually sting you. But Chinese people have found a way to make this into a dish. Not all jellyfish are edible, but the ones that are considered a delicacy in a few Asian countries. Typically consumed dried, this jellyfish dish is definitely not for everyone. Whether you're using cold, marinated, thinly sliced jellyfish for your salad or rolled with rice and seaweed into a sushi, it will definitely be a flavor you've never tasted before. Being in the food industry in China for over 1,000 years, this dish is slowly making its way to the restaurants around the world as a different type of Chinese delicacy. Would you ever try this? Number 4. Century egg. The century egg, also known as paidan, has definitely had its fame in the last couple of years due to its weird texture and color. People around the world have tried it, and the ones that haven't tried it have probably heard of it. Given the name century egg, it's actually not made in a century. It is actually a preserved egg made by processing duck, chicken, or quail eggs in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, and rice hulls for several weeks, or even sometimes months. The thing that makes this egg so unusual and weird is the color that it gets after being preserved. The yolk becomes creamy dark green or gray, while the white becomes dark brown, almost translucent jelly-like texture. The strong flavor of the yolk and the salty white are not everyone's choice, but this dish has been widely popular that by now you could find it in a lot of countries besides China. Number 3. Stinky Tofu. Would you ever want to eat something that smells bad? But this exact type of food is one of the most loved snacks among street vendors in China. It's a fermented tofu mixed with milk, vegetables, and meat or fish, or sometimes even a mixture of all these products. The strong odor from the tofu could be smelled from a block away, if not further. So it's only fair that it's sold at street vendors rather than in restaurants. Usually after it is fermented, they fry it in vegetable oil and is served with chili or soy sauce. With a taste almost like soft cheese, this dish is a perfect snack for Chinese people. However, if you can't bear the smell, we suggest trying market-bought stinky tofu for your first time. So if you ever want to try this, just follow your nose, and it'll take you exactly where you need to be. Number 2. Silkworms. It's no surprise that the Chinese eat all types of insects, but have you heard that they also eat silkworms? You're probably thinking, who could ever enjoy silkworms? But don't be quick to judge. A lot of locals love this delicacy and constantly eat it as a dish or just a midday snack. It is actually the larva or caterpillar of a silk moth. We know it sounds super strange, but a lot of people that tried them said they have the taste of a shrimp or crab with a more chewy consistency. They're boiled to extract the silk, and then the boiled pupae can be eaten as such with some salt or fried with chili peppers or seasoning of your choice. You can even buy them in a lot of Chinese markets as cooked, frozen, and even canned. As weird as it may sound, if you ever visit China, don't be shocked when you see silkworms just stacked on a stick and sold as food. Number 1. Bee pupae. And speaking of insects and bugs, we have one last food for you. Yes, you heard it right, bee pupae. Most people are probably having huge question marks above their heads now, but given the fact that Chinese people can eat jellyfish, why not eat insects that can sting you too? The bee pupae are rich in nutrition and high in protein, but low in fat. Typically served fried until golden, locals have found several different ways to cook them, from steaming them to putting them in a stir fry with a bunch of other ingredients. It might not seem appetizing to the eye, but many have said they love the taste of it. And if this insect is not something you would try, don't worry, they have a selection of other insects and bugs also. On a related note, we wanted to know, have you tried any of these foods? Would you dare to try any of them at all? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing videos such as this one. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.